So are there any questions with regard to yesterday's session? Okay. So any questions with respect to yesterday's session, yesterday's second session? About the cost categories? Or could we move forward with the new topics? Okay. Now in this session, we'll be discussing on cash accounting and accrual basis of accounting. Okay, so because there are a lot of participants, okay, I think who are also doing on cash basis of accounting. Okay, and we'll see what's the difference between these two. In this second session at 4 o'clock, we'll discuss on final reports. What are all the reports, final reports that is available for us in Tally, and various registers that is available for us in Tally. Okay, so with this today's session, we will be completing the basics of Tally. Okay, from tomorrow's session, we will look at little advanced features what's available in Tally. Is that fair? Okay, so let's just move on. So what is cash basis of accounting? Can anyone put on chat what is your understanding of cash basis of accounting? And what is accrual basis of accounting? So I'll just give you one simple example. Okay, yeah, Srinivas, yes, directly if we do cash sales, that is cash accounting. Okay, yes, that is right. Okay, so let me just give you an example. You receive electricity bill for your office on 5th of say April. Okay, but the due date is 20th. So the electricity bill that you have received for the office electricity bill payment, the bill you have received on 5th of April for 1000 rupees, and the due date is 20th of April. So when do you account this and when do you make the payment? Yeah, Manjula, you're right. When we actually make the payment, at that time if we account, it is cash basis. Okay, so in the given example, what the example that I told, okay, you have got an electricity bill on 5th of April for rupees 5000 and the due date is 20th and you are making payment on 20th. When do you account and when do you pay? When do you account that in your books? Can anyone answer on the chat? Srinivas, yes, both the ways you can account, but I'm asking you a question, when do you account? In your company, when do you account? Dinesh, on 5th of April. Okay. Others? When we make the payment. Okay. The last day of the month. Manjula, the last day of the month is what? You will account on 30th. Nisha, on receipt of invoice. Vinod, when we make the payment. Manjula, on 5th of April, we account, and on 20th, we will do the payment. Okay. Deepu, when we make the payment. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's get into it. Good. At the time of making payment, fine tunes India. Okay. Fine tune Studio India. Okay. Good. So I'm getting multiple answers over here. Few participants are saying that they will account when they make the payment. Means they are accounting on 20th of April when they are making the payment. Few of the participants are telling that they are accounting once when they receive the bill. So they have received the bill on 5th of April. So they are accounting on 5th of April. Okay. So this is exactly the difference between cash accounting and accrual basis of accounting. Those who are accounting on 20th of April, when the bill comes on 5th of April, not accounting in the books on 5th of April, but directly if they are accounting on 20th of April, that is cash basis of accounting. Okay. Those who are accounting the bill when they receive, I mean on 5th of April, when they receive the bill and creating a liability and making the payment of that liability on 20th of April is called accrual basis of accounting. Very simple. In cash basis of accounting, okay, the account is updated only when the cash is paid or cash is received. Whenever there is an effect in my cash or bank, that is when we account. That is called cash basis of accounting. Okay. In accrual basis of accounting, whenever we get the invoice, whenever we get the bill, or whenever the service is provided, we account for it and either create a liability, okay, or if we are providing this service, we create it as an asset, as receivables. Either we create it as payables if we are getting any product or service, or if we are delivering any product or service, we account it as receivables and create a receivables in our balance sheet or create a payables in our balance sheet. That is called accrual basis of accounting. Okay. So what is the accounting method that we need to follow as per the statutory norms? As per the Income Tax Act and as per the Companies Act or as per the Partnership Act, what is the accounting basis that we need to follow? It's accrual basis. Yes, Srinivas is right. It's on accrual basis. Okay. But for simplicity, for ease of doing the data entry, okay, for completing the work in a fast manner, there are a lot of organizations, there are a lot of people, there are a lot of accountants who just account on cash basis. Okay. So is cash basis wrong and accrual basis is right? I'm not saying that cash basis is wrong or accrual basis is right. These are two different ways of accounting that you should know, but our statutory norms always insist us to do on accrual basis of accounting. That is the reason you see a lot of adjustment entries that is going to happen when you close your books of accounts. Example, on 31st of March, when you close your books of accounts, your accounting gets closed, your auditors will come, your chartered accountants will come, they do the audit, they will tell you to pass some 50 transactions. Reason being, you have missed out a lot of entries on accrual basis. That is one of the major reasons why they will ask you to pass a lot of journal entries. Okay, so what we are saying here is, we are not saying that accrual basis is the right way to do or cash basis is the wrong way to do. No, that is not the statement. Okay, what we are highlighting here is there are two bases of accounting, and how do you do these two bases of accounting in Tally? Okay, so let us just move on. So the purpose of this training, to help customers effectively implement Tally.ERP 9, leading to increased efficiency and elimination of duplication of work. So what is cash basis of accounting? So example I just gave, when we get an electricity bill on 5th of April, if we are making a payment on 20th of April, and if we don't account that bill on 5th of April and account it once when we make the payment on 20th of April, that is cash basis of accounting. So the accounting is updated only once when there is an effect in cash. Either we are paying cash or we are receiving cash. Cash includes both cash and bank. Okay. So what's the advantage of doing cash accounting? It's very simple way to do. At any given point of time, you know what is the payments that you're doing or what is the receipts that you have got, and you are just accounting it. That's the advantage. It's a simple way to maintain the books of accounts. But what are all the challenges of keeping the records in cash basis? One major challenge is you don't know from the books of accounts, you cannot determine what is your payables, what is your liability, or what is your receivables, how much money you have to receive from whom. You don't get to know from your books of accounts if you are maintaining it on cash basis. Okay, is that clear? So now let us just go to Tally and look at cash basis, how to do the cash basis of accounting. Okay, so everyone is able to see my screen, Tally? Okay, good. So let me do one thing. To understand cash basis of accounting and accrual basis of accounting in a better way, in simple manner, I'll do one thing. I'll just create one new company so that we could follow. Okay, say example, I'll say cash accounting demo. Okay, so I'm just using this cash accounting demo books of accounts. So let me just make the same transaction what I gave you an example of electricity payment. Electricity bill has come on 5th of April, but we are making a payment on 20th of April, and we are accounting on cash basis. In this case, I'm just going and making a payment on 20th, directly making a payment through cash for electricity. Since this is a new books of accounts, I'm just creating a new ledger, electricity expenses. as a new ledger. Okay, this comes under expense indirect, 1000 rupees. Okay. So now what I did was I just passed one payment entry directly debiting the electricity expense and crediting cash. Okay. So this is the entry that I made. Now what has happened is I've just taken on a cash basis and I have just accounted it on 20th of April. So let me do one more thing. Okay, let me just create one more company. To create a company, just go to create company. Accrual accounting. Okay, so now I'm on accrual accounting books. Okay, now I'm accounting the same thing. So now since I'm doing it on accrual basis, okay, I am going to pass a journal entry on 5th of April. Okay, debit electricity expenses, indirect 1000 rupees, credit Bescom, and they are my suppliers, 1000 rupees. And in the bill wise details I am giving the bill number because I have got a bill from Bescom and there is a bill number in that, so I'm just giving that bill number. Okay, and here it is saying what is the due date for payment. I'm just marking due date is 20th 4. So I got 15 days of credit to make the payment, and I'm just accounting this. Bill accounted. Okay, so now we are on 5th of April. So now if I just go to my balance sheet and look at what is my, or let me go to profit and loss account and look at what is the position of profit and loss account. So since there is only one single entry, okay, it is saying there is an indirect expenses of 1000 rupees. Since there is no other entries, it is just showing as loss. Okay, this is on 5th of April. Now, if I just go and see the books of accounts for cash accounting, same profit and loss account for 5th of April. Nothing has got accounted. So on 5th of April, there is nothing. Okay, because the entry is made only on 20th of April. So now if somebody sees our account on 5th of April, they don't get to see what is the liability in cash method of accounting. So example, let me just take you through once again. If you just go through cash account and look at your profit and loss for 5th of April, there is zero. There is no expenditure. But actually you have an expenditure because the bill has come to you and you have accepted it. And if you want to look at the accrual basis, how it looks like, okay, you could just add one more column and say you want to look for accrual basis. So 2 columns are available over here. So in accrual basis, you already have 1000 rupees that is accounted, but in cash basis, since you have accounted only on 20th, okay, you don't have any liability. Okay, so now let's go to balance sheet. Look at balance sheet. And if I just look at balance sheet up to 5th of April, in cash basis, there is no liability that has got created. If I take to accrual basis, there is a liability of 1000 rupees, which I'm supposed to pay to Bescom. Right? So now let's go to the accrual basis books and actually make the payment on 20th. When I go to accrual books and want to make the payment on 20th, I again go to payments, change the date to 20th and say I'm paying cash. To whom am I paying? To Bescom. When I click on Bescom, it also tells me what is the liability that we need to pay, 1000 rupees. And in the bill-wise details, you have this detailing. Being electricity bill payments made. Now you look at your balance sheet. It's the same thing. So in accrual basis, you have 1000 rupees. Okay. In your balance sheet, you go to cash basis, you also have the same thing. So there is no difference. Since you are doing it on an accrual basis, actually you did two entries. One for accounting the expense and second for making the payment. But in your cash accounting, you just did only one entry. Clear? Okay. So advantage of cash accounting is number of transactions are less. You need not worry. But challenges are more. I'll tell you what are all the challenges. Tomorrow, if anyone asks you how much of payment you did for Bescom during this financial year, you will not be able to get that. I'm just giving Bescom as an example. It might be any party for that matter. Say example, you have communication expenses like telephone, internet, okay, various expenditures that you incur, mobile expenditure, everything. Okay, so now you have multiple suppliers for that. So you have a landline which has been supplied by BSNL. Okay, you have a mobile which has been supplied by Airtel. Okay, you have internet connection which is supplied by Jio, Reliance Jio. Let me take an example. Now you are doing it on a cash basis. So BSNL bill will come, you are doing it on a cash basis. So what you are doing, you are just debiting your communication expenses. Your mobile bill will come from Airtel. You are just debiting communication expense and making cash payment. You get Jio bill, you do the same thing, debit your communication and pay through cash. Tomorrow, if somebody asks you saying that what is the total payment you made for BSNL, you will not have that records on hand. Okay, but if you make through accrual basis, you will always have the ledger of either the Reliance Jio or for BSNL or for Airtel. Right? So let me just take that example and do this both on cash basis and on accrual basis, so that you will get more clarity. So like example, I'm just taking on cash basis. Okay, let me just say we have got a bill from BSNL on same 5th of April. Okay, and we are supposed to pay on 20th of April for 5,000 rupees. Okay, so now I'm doing it on a cash basis. So I directly go to cash and make the payment, and I will just say communication expenses 5,000 rupees. And generally what we do, we put everything in the narration, being BSNL BSNL landline bill for the month of March 2020 paid. Bill number so and so, dated 5th April 2020. Correct? This is what you do most of the cases. And again, you have also got one bill from Bharti Airtel. So again, you will do, whenever you make a payment, you will just go to cash and again say communication expenses, 7,000 rupees. Again, you tell the same thing, being Airtel mobile bill for the month of so and so, bill number so and so, okay, dated 5th April, paid. Okay, so you have got internet bill from Reliance Jio. Again, you are doing the same thing, 10,000, 2,500, sorry. Okay, again you tell the same thing, okay, being Reliance Jio bill for the month of March paid, bill number, you are just accounting that bill number so that you have the reference in your books, right? This is what we have done. So if I just go and look at my P&L, okay, for 20th April it is 15,500, communication expenses is 14,500. Okay, now if I go to my balance sheet has only loss, so it is showing it on my current assets as, since my cash in hand I didn't had any opening balance, it is just showing us minus. Is that clear? Okay, so now let me just go to accrual basis of accounting and do the same transactions. Okay, so now in accrual basis of accounting, what I need to do, first I need to pass a JV when I receive the bill. So on 5th of April, I have received the bill. Okay, I'm just giving that bill number. Okay, so I'm in cash only books. Thank you for reminding me. Okay, so let me just go to accrual books. Okay, so I'm on 5th of April. I'm debiting communication expenses, 5,000 rupees, and crediting BSNL because this is the landline number that I have got. So I'm just saying BSNL and they are my suppliers. So I take it under sundry creditors, 5,000 rupees. I'll just say new bill number. I got 15 days of credit to make payment and I have accounted bill accounted. This is what I'm going to say. Okay, again on 6th of April, I have got one more bill from Airtel, Bharti Airtel. So I'm taking the bill number. Again, I'm going to say it's communication expenses, 7,000 rupees to Bharti Airtel. They are my suppliers. Okay, and I account that bill and I'll say this is 20 days or whatever the credit periods that I have, and I'll say it's bill accounted. And again on 8th, I got bill from Reliance Jio for internet services. Again, I'm saying it's communication expenses 2,500 to Reliance Jio, who is my supplier. Okay, take this bill-wise details and say 15 days of credit, bill accounted. So typically, as and when I receive the bill, I just account it whether I make the payment or not. Okay. Now the advantage of doing this is when I go to, if somebody asks me how much is payable, how much money is due to be paid, those reports are available. Example, you could just go to display, statement of accounts, outstanding, payables. See, you know how much money needs to be paid because the bill what you have got, you have already accounted it. And it is also telling you for each supplier wise, bill wise, how much you need to pay and what is the due date for making these payments, which was not available in your cash basis because you had not even accounted it. Okay, and the same thing is available even in your balance sheet. You look at your balance sheet, say here there is a current liability. This is what is payable is, which you have to show in your books of accounts, which is giving you the breakup. Okay. Now on 20th, as you make the payment for these bills, you are just going and accounting the payment entry. Cash, BSNL, 5,000 rupees, and it will ask you the against reference number. Being bill payment made. Sorry, I did it on 8th, right? Let me just change this to 20th. Okay. Again, I am making one more cash payment for Bharti Airtel, 7,000 rupees against the bill reference and saying being bill, it's become pill. Okay. Bill payment made. Again, I am making one more payment for Reliance Jio, 2,500 rupees. Made this payment. Okay, so this is my accrual basis of accounting. So now let me just say what is the advantage of accrual basis of accounting. The accrual basis of accounting, you can always know what are the transactions that has happened against a supplier. Against Bharti Airtel, what are all the transactions that has happened? Against Bescom, what are all the transactions that has happened? Against BSNL, against Reliance Jio. Because you are maintaining in accrual basis and you have their complete ledgers. Tomorrow, if there is any dispute and if Reliance Jio sends you a notice saying that you have not paid the bill, you please share your statement. You will have those details in if you are maintaining in accrual basis of accounting. If you are just maintaining in cash basis, you will not have that ledger at all. So like example, you say here we are seeing the ledgers, Bescom, Airtel, BSNL, Reliance Communication, all your suppliers ledgers are available. So if you just go to your cash accounting books, go to ledger, you don't have any ledgers at all. Okay. This is when, okay, you will have issues when your reporting managers or your boss or the management asks for reports. When they ask for the report, if since you are not accounting those bills, you will not have the details. And if you are maintaining cost center, profit centers and all, it will become a nightmare for you. You will not be able to understand how it is. And also, since there are a lot of statutories today, okay, because in for most of the service you have to deduct TDS. Okay, and as per the law, TDS has to be deducted on accrual basis, not on cash basis. So it becomes much more evident that you need to account in accrual basis. And for most of the expenses today, for most of the purchases that you do, you will get input tax credit. So if you are not accounting on accrual basis, okay, you will not be able to derive at input tax credit on the right dates. Okay, so all these things becomes very, very important as you move forward. And if you want to have a proper books of accounts recorded, it's always recommended and it's always mandated. In fact, it's mandated by the statutory that you need to maintain under accrual basis of accounting. Okay, so my remaining trainings, whenever we are looking at the transactions, I will be showing you on accrual basis only. First we will account the transaction and then make the receipts or payments. Okay, because I've got a lot of questions in the previous sessions and all. Why don't you make it in payment? Why are you accounting in journal? What is the need for that? Okay, most of you might be feeling, okay, it's cumbersome, it is extra work. Okay, we are actually doing more work than the required work. No, it is not an extra work, or it is not additional transaction that is required as per the statutory norms. As per the statutory norms, you have to first account the bill and then make the payment. Right? Okay. So let us just go back to the presentation. Does anyone have any questions? Are there any questions? If there are any questions, okay, I'm just giving you half a minute time. If you could just put it on the chat so that we could look at all your questions. Two companies in one screen, column basis, as showed us. Srinivas is asking this question. Okay, are there any other questions? Does anyone have any doubts? So if you have any questions, please post before we move on, so that we will just answer those things and then move on to the presentation and look at what other things that we need to discuss. So there are two questions. One, Rajesh is asking, can you just show the same flow for the purchase entry? And Srinivas is asking, okay, how did you arrive at that columnar reports? Okay, so first let's go to the Rajesh question. Okay, Rajesh, we'll go through the purchase also. Okay, so I'm just taking the cash accounting books. Let us look at the purchase entry. So now the example I'm just taking, we are doing a purchase on 20th of April for 50,000 rupees, but we are paying them on 27th of April. Okay, so let me take an example. Okay, so it becomes much more simpler for you to understand. Okay, once when we have some things on Excel sheet. Okay, that's much more simpler to understand, right? Okay, so third. Okay, so the example is this. We have made a purchase on 20th April for rupees 50,000. Okay, from Virsama Traders. Okay, and we are making payment, one part payment of 30,000 rupees on 24th. Okay, and one more part payment, the final payment on 2nd of May. Okay, 30th through HDFC Bank online payments. Okay, through cash. So this is the example. Now let us just look at both. If we are doing this on cash basis, how do we account this? And if we are doing it on accrual basis, how do we account this? So the example is clear. Okay, so let's first go to cash books. So since it's on cash basis, I am not accounting anything on 20th of April. I'm accounting only on 24th when I'm making a payment. To whom am I making a payment? To Virsama Traders. Right? So I'm just going to my cash books, taking the date as 24th, going to payment. Okay, making HDFC Bank, creating bank account since I don't have the HDFC Bank, and making payment towards what? Towards purchases. So what item am I purchasing? Okay, so example, I'll just say we are purchasing carom board. $50,000. Okay, paid through online e-transfers. Okay, UTR reference number. I'm just giving the UTR reference number. Being, sorry, it's not 50,000. It is 30,000. So since I'm making a part payment, this is 30,000. Being payments made on purchase, right? Again, I'm paying cash of 20,000 rupees on 2nd of May. So here I'm just changing the date, taking to 2nd of May, paying through cash against purchase. Same carom board, 20 numbers, 1,000 rupees, being payments made on purchases. Okay, this is my cash books of account. Now if I'm doing the same thing on accrual basis, how do I do that? So let us just take to the accrual books of accounts. In accrual books of accounts, first I'm passing a purchase entry. So I'm just going to purchases, making the date as 20th of April. Supplier has given me the invoice. I'm taking the invoice number. Now the supplier name, I'm doing the first time purchase from Virsama Traders. Purchases. So first I need to account Okay, where did I take this Veer Sama Traders? I'm sorry. So this is my, okay, I'm on cash books, right? Okay, so let me just go to accrual. Twentieth of April. I'm creating a ledger. One sec, accounts ledger alter. Veer Sama Traders. He's supplier, right? Maintain bill wise details. 20th of April. Veer Sama Traders. What am I purchasing? Carom board. Numbers. 50 carom boards at 1000 rupees is 50,000. Purchases under purchase account 50,000. Okay, so we have agreed for partial payments, right? So we are saying on 24th of April we are supposed to pay 30,000 rupees. By 2nd of May we are supposed to pay 20,000 rupees. Okay, so I made the purchase entry. Is this clear? How do you create ledger directly from purchase screen? Alt C. Okay, so let me just look at a few questions which has come. Cash purchase from unregistered dealer needs a JV. It's not mandatory. You could do a cash purchase even through purchase voucher. Okay, so there is no mandatory that you have to do only from JV. Either you could do from JV or you could do from purchase also. Pallavi Pawar, morning sir, there was a power cut. Just logged in. Madam, it's almost 45 minutes that we have started. Anyhow, I'll be sharing the presentation and this demo data. Okay, so that you will be able to follow. So how did you create ledger? Alt C. Alt C is the shortcut key to create ledger while you are doing a transaction. Okay. So now I've made a purchase on 20th of April. Now I need to do the payments. So on 24th, I need to do a payment entry through HDFC Bank. Alt C is not working to create ledger. Sir, you need to come to the ledger field. Say example in this account. Say example I need. So just follow here. Okay. So I'm making a payment. I'm supposed to make a payment through HDFC Bank. So my HDFC Bank is not listed. So I've not created. Here I'm just pressing Alt C on my keyboard. Alt plus C. So it's automatically taking to ledger creation screen. HDFC Bank comes under bank account. Okay, now to whom am I paying? To Veer Sama Traders. How much I'm paying? 30,000 rupees against the bill number through e-transfer, and I'm giving the e-transfer reference number, UTR number, being partial payments made. Clear? Again, I'm just going to payment entry, changing the date as 2nd of May and making a cash payment to Veer Sama Traders, which is showing the balance as 20,000. full settlement against this bill being full payment. It's not partial payment. Full payments made. Okay. So this is how you could do the purchase entry on a cash basis and purchase entry on an accrual basis. Okay, now I will tell you one more thing. Okay, so now I'm an accountant doing all these things. Okay, let us first take an example of cash basis of accounting. So we are doing cash basis of accounting. So what are all the advantages that you saw in cash basis of accounting? The advantage was very simple. We just made only 2 entries. On 24th, we made one entry for 30,000. On 2nd, we made one entry for 20,000. Okay. So this was simple. But where the problem comes is when you got a purchase bill on 20th of April, for how many carom boards you got the bill? If you are maintaining inventory, for how many carom boards you got the bill? The bill was for how many carom boards? When you got a bill on 20th. Raviraj is saying for 30 carom boards. Others are saying for 50 carom boards. Okay. Actually, we got a bill for 50 carom boards. So 50 carom boards came to our stock on 20th of April because the supplier gave only one bill and he supplied all 50 carom boards to us. Okay. Since we are accounting on cash basis, we were able to account only 30 carom boards because we are just making only the partial payment of 30 numbers for 30 carom boards, 30,000 rupees. Correct? And again on 2nd of April, we made a purchase of one more for 20 carom boards. Now, I'll tell you where the problem will come. So you purchased on 20th of April. All 50 carom boards came to you on 20th of April. Assume on 22nd of April, you are selling 10 carom boards. Do you, in your books, do you have stock of carom board? Yeah, you don't have the stock of carom board on 22nd of April because you have not even accounted it. Okay, so there is a problem. That is problem number 1. Problem number 2, I will tell you. Problem number 2 is, let us take a scenario where we are doing the monthly closures of books of accounts. We are doing a monthly closure of books of accounts. Now there is a stock taking that is happening in our stores. The stores is saying we have say typically 40 carom boards in our stock, but the books is just showing 30 carom boards. So we have a problem there. Correct? So example, if you just go and look at in your cash basis of accounting books. Okay, so you just go and look at the stock. Okay, so I want to know the stock as on 30th of April. How much is the stock which is showing on 30th of April? 30 numbers. This is in cash accounting books. Okay, the same stock if I want to see in accrual basis of accounting books. Okay, one of the questions Mr. Srinivas has asked is, how do you get columnar reports, right? So if you want to get the columnar reports, you have an option to create column, Alt C on the report. Okay, go to accrual basis and look at the report. See, in cash accounting books, you have 30 numbers of stock, but in accrual basis, you have 50 numbers of stock, though you have still not paid the supplier. Okay, so this is one problem that you are solving. Now let us go to, since we are doing a monthly closure on 30th of April, the books has to be closed. Now if I go and look at what is the liability, what is the balance sheet as at 30th of April. Okay, the current liability is nil, zero in cash accounting. Versus if I look at accrual accounting books, my liability is 20,000. Because this is the 20,000 I'm supposed to pay to Veersama traders by 2nd of May. That data will not be available to you if you are on cash basis of accounting. Is this clear? Now assume that your my boss will come and ask me saying that, Mahesh, give me all the payable report to whom, how much money I have to pay. If I'm doing on cash basis of accounting, I don't have that data in Tally. I need to look at my table, see how many bills are there which I have not accounted, put it on one Excel sheet, print and give it to him. Versus if I'm maintaining it on a accrual basis, I can just go to display, statement of accounts, outstanding, payables, and say for 30th April, what is the payable? Okay, so I'll get this report. Okay, I'll get this report since I've done all this thing, so it's not showing me. Otherwise, I'll get this report. I could just submit this report to him. Sorry, I'm on cash basis. So I'll just go to accrual basis and say, there is this report, 20,000 rupees is payable. So I can get the list like this and I can tell party wise how much is payable for which supplier and give the statement to my management on a click of a button. Yes, Jyoti, you are right. There is no receivables and payables in cash basis of accounting. You don't have any receivables or payables. Everything is on your table. All receivables and payables is on your table because the bills that you have got, you have not accounted and you are just kept in your on your table. Is this clear? Okay, so are there any questions? So I'll just give you 1 minute time. If anyone has any questions, please post it on your chat. Generally, cash basis of accounting is used in NGOs. But according to the statutory norms, cash basis of accounting is not the right way of accounting. Government, various statutory bodies like Income Tax Act, your Companies Act, your Partnership Act has made it very clear that it has to be on accrual basis of accounting only. Okay, but yes, there are a lot of small businesses. Okay, like there is one small organization with 4 people. They don't have a proper accountant in their organization. The owner is doing the whole accounting. Okay, in lot of these kind of cases, you find people maintaining books on cash basis. But today, with introduction of GST, okay, with statutory norms like TDS, it becomes very difficult for people to maintain in cash basis and be compliant with these statutory bodies. So example, if I am a registered GST dealer, it's next to impossible for me to maintain books on cash basis. Example, we showed the purchase entry, right? I cannot take half purchase in the month of April and half purchase in month of May and file my April returns of GST. It's just not possible. Okay, but small entities who doesn't come in the preview of all these things. Say example, I'm one small entity having some 10 lakhs of turnover in a month, 15 lakhs of turnover in a month. So I need not maintain, or I need not submit my records to GST, or I need not maintain proper books of accounts and get audited. These kind of organizations, yes, of course, will follow cash basis of accounting. Okay, and NGOs, the reason why I told NGOs is, again, in NGOs there's the same problem. They might not have accountants. Okay, I'm not talking of big NGOs, a smaller one or a medium kind of an NGO. Okay, they might not have the ability to hire an accountant and keep him as part of the NGO. So those people, what they do is they will have some part-time people who will come and do. Okay, they might have some volunteers who will come and do. Those kinds of organization will still follow cash basis of accounting. Okay, till very recently, till last 2-3 years back, even government was maintaining on cash basis. Do you know why even today, okay, in the month of March, government makes all the payments for all the contractors? They take the bill and make the payment, because there are few organizations in the government still they do it on cash basis. Right? Okay, so if there are any questions, please put it on your chat. We'll just go back to our presentation and see where do we stand, what are all the things that we have discussed. So cash basis, what is cash basis of accounting? You are clear? Hope participants are clear on what is cash basis of accounting. Then we saw how to do the voucher entry, receipt accounting, payments accounting for expenses. We did the payment accounting for expenses. Purchase accounting, we did a purchase accounting in cash basis. Sales accounting, similarly how you have done purchase, you need to do sales also. Right? Then we moved on to accrual basis of accounting. So what is accrual basis of accounting? Is everyone clear? Okay. Fine. Then how the flow is going to happen is what we wanted to discuss. So we looked at income accounting and receipt. So we looked at expense accounting and payment. We looked at communication expenses and how it has to be paid. So we looked at both examples of cash basis of accounting versus accrual basis of accounting. Okay, we also looked at purchase cycle. Okay, do you want to look at sales cycle? Similarly, with the purchase cycle, you will also have the sales cycle, sales and receipt. Right? So I think this is what we wanted to discuss. This is what I had done the preparations for today's presentation. Okay, does anyone has any questions? Okay, so if you have any queries or concerns, our numbers are available on the screen. Our representatives are there. You could call any one of them to get your queries answered. Okay, so Srinivas is asking, can you just show how to see this columnar reports once more? Okay, Srinivas. Srinivas, I'm on profit and loss account. Example, profit and loss account for accrual accounting books. Now, if I want to see along with the other company, that is cash accounting demo, only thing that I need to do is click on Alt C on this report, or you could go to new column, click on new column. Okay, and select the other company and give from date to date and click on enter. So you have got two companies on the same screen. Is that clear? Sahu is asking, purchase may company relate with cost center and cost category. Srinivas, this is for all reports. Yes, most of the reports. In any report, if you see that new column, you could just understand that there is an option. Sahu is asking, purchase may company relate to cost center and cost category. Yes, you could. If the cost center and cost categories are enabled and created, it will automatically ask for cost center and cost category allocation. You could do it. How many companies you can open at a time, Srinivas? N number of companies, there is no limit. It depends on the computer performance. It depends on how much of RAM you have, how much of system capacity you have. But in default Tally, there is no limit. I myself has tested with some 220 companies on a columnar report. Okay, on a 16 GB RAM machine with some 10,000 transactions. Okay, so there is no limit. Okay, you could do it. Yes. So are there any questions? Presentation as usual. Our contact numbers are here. You could call them, and if you need the sample data what we have created today for your practice session, okay, please send us an email to the mail ID that's available on your screen. It's mahesh@mbmhsi.com, giving all these details so that we will share the data and the presentation. Hope yesterday who had all shared got the data and the presentation. We'll be sharing this at the end of the day after our second session also. Okay. So one more thing. I need 1 minute video or 2 minutes video from the participants who have not still shared the video. I thank a lot of participants who have already shared. Okay. Mr. Dilip has shared, Mr. Vishwanath has shared. Okay, I thank them. Ashwini has shared. Thank you, Ashwini. Okay, and there are a lot more participants who have shared. Dr. Kamal has shared. Mahesh Kamal has shared. Okay, so I thank all of you for sharing your feedback on the video. I request others who have not shared, please share 1 to 2 minutes video on my mobile number, which is available on your screen. Okay, giving your feedback on the Tally online trainings that's happening where you have attended. So who will share the video? Today I want 1 or 2 of the participants to share the video. You could talk in your own language, no problem. Okay, there is no mandatory that you have to speak in English. You could speak in Kannada, you could speak in Bengali. Okay, if somebody is from Chennai, you want to speak in Tamil, you could do that. Okay. So who will be sharing the video today? I need 1 or 2 participants to record 1 or 2 minutes video and share it with